Okay, let's dive right in because what we're about to talk about is one of the biggest, most fundamental shifts in creative software we have seen in like a decade. Seriously. Forget everything you thought you knew about complex photo editing. The game is changing.
So on the left, you've got the old world, hours spent learning complicated tools, mastering techniques, paying for super expensive software. And on the right, the new world, where all you really need is an idea. This is the core of what's happening. We're moving away from technical skill and into a world of pure intention.
And this quote pretty much says it all. This is the main theme for our explainer today. We're at this incredible turning point where the software is no longer just a dumb tool waiting for you to tell it what to do. It actually understands the image, the context, and what you're trying to do. The process itself is now intelligent. So, how did this massive shift suddenly become so crystal clear to everybody? Well, it all started with what I'm calling the AI banana moment. It was the super simple demonstration that went viral, and it went viral because it just perfectly captured the insane power of this new tech. Here was the challenge presented in that tutorial. Take this totally normal photo, get rid of the banana, and then have the AI instantly and perfectly reconstruct everything that was hiding behind it. You know, the texture of the surface, the shadows, the lighting. This became the ultimate test for Google's new on-device AI, which is called Nano. So how on earth does it actually pull this off? I mean, it really does feel like magic, right? But it's actually about a fundamental change in how the software sees the photo. It's not just painting over pixels anymore. It's about genuine understanding of the entire scene. And to really appreciate what a huge leap this is, you have to look at how this was done before. With a tool like Photoshop, you'd have to go through this really laborious multi-step process. We're talking careful selections, layer masking, manually cloning pixels, trying to paint in the shadows, then blending it all together. It's a real technical craft, and it's incredibly time-consuming. Which brings us to the most important question, right? If the AI isn't doing all of that manual work, what is it doing? What does it understand that lets it just bypass all of those steps? This is basically a look inside Nano's thought process. It's not just looking at colors and pixels, it is analyzing the entire context of the image, where the light's coming from, the texture of the table, the perspective, the patterns in the background. It builds a complete mental model of the scene. And because it understands all those things, when the banana is removed, the AI can convincingly rebuild what should be there. It reconstructs the tabletop, it fills in the correct shadows based on the light source, and it matches the texture perfectly. The key point is it creates a result that looks like the banana was never there in the first place. Okay, so let's see how this all adds up to something way more than just a cool tech demo. This is not just about removing bananas. This is a brand new creative superpower for anyone who's making content online. Just think about the difference. Removing a simple distraction from a photo used to take hours of tedious editing. Now it takes seconds. Fixing a product photo might have meant you had to hire a professional. Now you can do it on your phone. The time, the cost, the complexity, it's all just collapsed. And think about all the ways you can use this. For anyone running an online store, boom, you can create flawless product photos in an instant. If you're building a personal brand, you can clean up your headshots with a single tap. From real estate to social media, this puts professional level tools in everyone's pocket. This really gets to the big picture. The traditional barriers to creating high-quality visuals, they're gone. You no longer need that super expensive software. You don't need a steep learning curve. You don't need a professional designer for your everyday tasks. The playing field has been completely leveled. But the story gets even bigger. The fact that Google's Nano AI runs directly on your phone is a huge piece of this puzzle. This isn't just another cool feature. It's a whole new way of thinking about how powerful software is going to work from now on. So here are the 3 major advantages. First, it's instant. There's no uploading your photo to some server and waiting around. Second, it's private. Your images never have to leave your device. And third, it's accessible to literally everyone, anywhere, without needing a powerful internet connection. So this brings us all the way back to the biggest shift of all. Traditional editing was a craft that required technical skill and technique. AI editing, well, that's a creative process that just requires your intention. The barrier is no longer technique, it's just having an idea and tapping a screen. And that's the ultimate takeaway. This kind of technology isn't just an incremental improvement. It's not just a slightly better version of an old tool. It is completely changing the very definition of what it means to be a creator in this visual world. So I'll just leave you with this question to chew on.
When the technical barriers completely disappear and the tools become this instantaneous and this intelligent, what new things become possible? What will you be able to create when the only real limit left is your own imagination?